first of all, what is privacy? So, privacy is not defined in any statutes, not even in our constitution. Not even judiciary has not defined it. So, however, Black Law Dictionary defines it that it's a right to be let alone, uh, which is also recognized in some of the judicial precedent as well, including Puttaswamy versus Union of India. It is the right to be free from unwarranted publicity. Now, what matters here? It is the unwarranted publicity. So all those publicity, all those information which you do not want to be in the public domain and which you choose that it should not be discussed in publicly or even to the third party, that all comes under the definition of privacy. It is also a right to live without unwarranted interference by public in matter with which the public is not necessarily concerned. So this debate is also going on, like public officials, government officials, local authorities, whether the information related to the officials and the suppose judges and MLAs, MPs, whether they can be considered as right to privacy or not. So this is also a matter which is under debate as well, and which we will be discussing at the time of when we discuss about the judicial precedents as well. So this is how we can say that right to privacy, and it is very important. So when I remember when I lost my mobile, it was a very costly mobile. So I was very much concerned about my privacy because all my information, whether it is related to banking, and whether it would be related to my passwords, whether it would be related to my photographs, the text, all things I was so much concerned. Even if the costlier mobile was lost, was stolen. So then I realized that this is a very important and very crucial topic. So Supreme Court, in the case of R. Rajgopal versus Tamil Nadu, have not defined it, but they have just quoted it. This right to privacy is right to be let alone, which is followed in many subsequent judgments as well. Uh, Supreme Court of India in state of Maharashtra versus Budhkar Mardikar in 1999 stated that uh, this privacy as a concept may be too broad and moralistic to define judicially. They've stated this whether this privacy is breached or not. It will depend on case-to-case basis, and facts needs to be examined specifically. So this is what privacy is. Now, coming to the history of privacy, we can say it is not a new concept which has emerged in the recent time. In fact, if I remember, most of you must have seen Ramayana, Mahabharata as well. Uh, you must be remember this. Panchali was a one common wife between the Pandavas, and they had this pact of like when one brother is with Panchali, then other four restrain themselves not to enter into such that room. And one fine day, Arjun accidentally entered into a room where Panchali was with Yudhishthir, and in order to punish himself, he went on a sabbatical, which they call it Agyadvas. And Agyadvas, he went on the Agyadvas for 1 year just as a punishment. So this concept we can trace in the Mahabharata, Ramayana as well, in the ancient time as well. But in modern times, as we talk today, it is also recognized under the international law as well as in other countries as well, in many bilateral treaties as well. But interestingly, it is not defined anywhere. This is the very vague thing. So let's start with the United Declaration of Human Rights, 1948, where Article 12 says that no one shall be subject to the arbitrary interference with his privacy. Although they have not defined it, it is a right. That your privacy is your right, and they have said that it should not be infringed by arbitrary. They've said that it should not be interference with his privacy, family, home, correspondences, not to attack upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to be protected of law against such interference or attack. The same principle is also followed under Article 17 of International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, to which India is also a party. The similar verbatim of the Article 12 is they have also followed. And European Convention of Human Rights there they in Article 8 they have stated that everyone has right to respect of his private and family life, his home and his correspondences. uh, there shall be no interference by public authority to aspects such as in accordance with the law and is necessary in a democratic society in the interest of national security, public safety, or the economic well-being of a country for the protection of health or morals or for the protection of rights and freedoms and of others. So first of all, in all the country, be it the foreign country or an international coordination, or even in the India as well, this right to privacy is not absolute, and it can't be. Reason being, uh, every right has is a limited, and they are subject to just, fair, and reasonable restrictions. Suppose if I just for the sake of saying this, if I say this right to privacy in absolute right, then criminal would say that this is what we have done in a closed room, and police authorities have no authority to inspect in such room because we all have a privacy matter over here. So even right to life is subject to such restriction when it comes to capital punishment. So no right is an absolute in nature, but we can say right to life is an absolute that cannot be curtailed by any authority of law. But uh, it is not an absolute right; it's a limited right, and they are subject to the it has to be infringed, but as per the procedure established by law.